Hello, I am Esthefania Ortega Tanori, and today I will briefly explain the Cold War to you. This war occurred right after World War II, between the years of 1947 and 1991. It was between the nations of the United States and the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. Although they were allies before, they created a rivalry due to previous tension and disagreements. This including political and economic reasons. During the war, it is important to highlight some events, like the creation of the Marshall Plan in April 7, 1948. This plan stated that the United States would aid economically the European nations in the reconstruction after war. As well as the creation of NATO in April 4, 1949, an alliance between the United States and other European countries that promised to defend each other in case of attacks or war. The next big event occurred in October 4, 1957, when the R-7 Sputnik missile was launched into space. Following, one of the most decisive moments of the war occurred. Starting October 15, 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis took place. This happened when the U.S. discovered various USSR's ballistic missiles distributed in Cuba, to which both nations agreed to quit the missiles if the U.S. promised not to invade Cuba. And finally, one of the most historic events in all the world. Neil Armstrong lands on the moon in July 20, 1969. The term of Cold War refers to a state of political hostility and military tension between two countries or power blocs, without open warfare. This means that the countries involved do not physically attack each other, they rather attack economically or socially. The Cold War started due to the disagreement of the economic system between the potencies of the US and the USSR, which were capitalism against socialism. Capitalism, the system of the United States and its allies, was first proposed by Adam Smith, a Scottish philosopher. It is considered a social system of freedom, consisting of each individual's ability to gain wealth from inversions, being monetary or work, and competition. The state does not interfere in the system unless there is physical force used by an individual against another, acting as protection. Socialism, the system of the USSR and its allies, dates back to biblical writings, but diplomatically it is part of the Marxist ideology, making Karl Marx his main proposer. This system is based on egalitarianism, or common ownership, the belief that everyone is equal and should be treated equally, making people work together for everyone's profit. This type of system is controlled by the state, meaning that it provides equal public needs, profits, and goods to everyone. It usually taxes the richest more than it taxes the poor, to maintain an equilibrium. My opinion on the Cold War is that I believe in the differences of people and their coexistence. Everyone thinks differently. That's why I find the reasons of this war absurd, since there could have been an agreement between the two nations preventing all the damage that was done and that affected citizens. Although I support capitalism since the effort of each individual is different and should be rewarded differently, I know that socialism has its advantages and I respect the differences.